The four concepts that I'm going to use to describe this photograph are frame, light, focus, and time. I'm going to start with frame. It appears to me that this photograph is actively framed. I say that because I see a careful attention to what is in and what is not in the frame. The photographer is not showing us the entire scene. He or she is cropping in or framing in tightly and closely to just what he or she wants us to look at. We are not seeing the rest of what looks like an elephant here. We're not seeing the rest of what looks like a person here. We're just seeing enough of these, creatures in person to know what they are, but not seeing the whole scene. It also looks, in terms of framing, that the photographer really, paid attention to directing our eye into the photograph. We follow this, elephant's, what appears to be an elephant's trunk, and we kind of end up here, and this is kind of on almost a third here. There's sort of some supporting elements in the background here that make me think this is really very carefully, actively framed. In terms of light, it appears to me that this is a diffused light situation, a soft light. It looks like perhaps it is an overcast day, so we're getting diffused, softening of the light from the cloud cover. But we still get some dimension to the light. We get, highlights on the tops of objects and then shadows beneath. We can see that here in the elephant's trunk. We can see it in the person's hand. We have highlight up here and shadow below. But there is a very soft transition from highlight to shadow. It is not a harsh edge like you would get if you had bright sunshine. So that's why I'm saying that I think it's diffused soft light coming from above. In terms of the focus, what this appears to me to be is a shallow depth of field. It looks like the plane of focus is on the elephant's trunk and the hand, and then the focus falls off into the background. So we see that the emphasis is on the trunk and the hand, and the softness in the background really kind of supports the composition and supports the scene, but does not detract because the focus, the sharpness, the detail is all in this plane of focus, which is in the front here. And we can actually see, if we look closely here, that the depth of field, we can kind of see exactly how it falls off, how the focus falls off. So, this wall here appears to be sharper because it's more, it's closer to the plane of focus of the trunk and the hand than it is to the background. And lastly, in terms of time, this definitely is frozen time. I can see here that there is some little, particles that are probably food that are coming from the hand into the trunk, and that they are frozen in midair. So I would assume that the photographer used a fairly fast shutter speed to freeze that motion kind of in midair there, so that we really get a sense of a frozen moment in time that we're kind of a part of, or I feel like I'm a part of this kind of special moment, of this happening just in a split second, and it's a second later it would be gone.